Hello, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
We thank you for joining us as we recap last week's pop culture news. Last 2 weeks, pop culture news.
For me, it's this week's and highlights from last week. Because honestly, I looked through my notes that you got me for last week. I'm like, man, nothing really happened last week.
It didn't. I'm like,
I might have seen some specific things that I would have written down that you didn't. But even then, I'm like, We had a lot of technical difficulties and personal things happen that got in the way of, which is why the previous week's episode was delayed to last week. And so now we're covering 2 weeks for this.
Yeah.
Catching up.
I don't have a lot for last week. But should I start with my small talk? Because I got the big stuff.
Small talk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I went to see Weird Al.
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm. See what I'm wearing?
Yeah, it's the shirt I got in Vegas. Yeah.
Yes, I got to see Weird Al. Here was close by, and I always forget A, that Captain Underpants movie exists, and B, that he did the theme song until he started singing it, and I was like,
dude. So obviously,
it's been on my life's playlist.
Captain Underpants,
yes.
Dave Pilkey in general,
yes.
is just an inspiration for me as an artist, and like. He always has that story in the back where he talks about how he got in trouble for drawing comics in class, and now, anyway, I got in trouble for drawing comics in class, and so I'm like, man, I really need to get my lazy button gear and make something.
Make a franchise.
Anyway, so when the movie came out, I was like, oh man.
Did we see it together?
No, we did not. I went and saw it, I think, by myself.
I think it was one of the. I saw it with.
We might have saw it together. I can't remember. It's been so long. It's been over 10 years at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But they're not over 10 years, about 9 years. I think it came out in 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
But anyways, I remember like, oh man, they announced it. Oh, Professor Poopy Pants is the villain. Amazing. They couldn't do it with anyone else. What do you mean Kevin Hart and Thomas Middleditch are the kids? Oh, that's cool. I love Kevin Hart.
It works.
Yeah. Nick Kroll is Captain Underpants.
No, Nick Kroll is
Poopy Pants.
Ed Helms.
Ed Helms is Poopy Pants. Anyway, all actors that I loved, like as 17-year-old me, and then stinking Weird Al does. So I got two of my fixations. All in one movie, and so I go see it. Mom loves to tell this story where it came out on DVD and it came with a little cape.
Yeah, I remember. See, I rewatched it like last week, and I remember that story.
My profile picture for the longest time was me wearing that cape, and I'm looking at it.
That was obviously like too small.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Mom, it says the cape is for ages 3 and up. I'm 3 and up.
Remember, you're like 18.
Yeah, I'm 17 or 18 at this point. Anyway, but yeah, he also played the theme song at the concert I went to. Because the whole thing about this concert is not every set. He probably rotates sets, but like every set is going to be slightly different. So I wonder if we saw the same. He always does like a medley at some point.
That was like earlier on that he did it.
The
polka medley?
Yeah. Not polka medley. Like he does a medley of his music. Like he goes through a bunch of his songs.
Yeah, he did that too.
And then he always, if he does an encore, which...
He did for us.
It's always the Star Wars music.
Yep, it was both of them.
And then in the middle of Yoda, they stop and do this weird chant.
Oh, my mom loved that. Like the gibberish.
Yeah,
was like she's like, those are warm ups.
Yeah,
and the way they had it all in sync and able to memorize everything, and like she was blown away. That was her favorite part.
And his backup singers, are on like.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, It was a great show. When I think I talked about this when I went and saw it in Vegas. Someone triggered the alarm in the casino, and so partway through, like for a good 30 minutes of the concert, maybe shorter, but it felt like 30. Anyway, at some point in between songs, he makes like a comment about it, like it's a joke. Like it was, I can't remember what he said. It was funny.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, dude. Captain Underpants. Did he sing Milo Murphy's theme song?
He sang Milo Murphy's first, and I'm like, I knew that, and then he launched into Captain Underpants, and that's when I was like, oh, he did the Captain Underpants theme song. I forgot.
Something I love about his concert is in between like costume changes and stuff, they just play a bunch of Weird Al clips and stuff. My favorite thing is his. So this started, I think, with the Weird Al show, where he would edit, like he would take actual clips from interviews, but he would recontextualize them. He did that. Instead of it was an interview, it was the scene. What's the name of the movie? Whiplash.
He showed that one. He showed that one.
That is one of my favorite Weird Al things he's ever done. That was that's one of his best bits he ever did. And I think that was as part of a promotion with College Humor for his tour at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if it was either 2 or Mandatory Fun. I can't remember how long ago it was at this point. But man, I understand why he doesn't do albums anymore. I wish he would do one more.
I do too.
Like I feel like because he said like the problem is there's so much music now that it's hard for anything to get mainstream, and so it's hard for him to pick good songs that have enough mass appeal to parody. Yeah. On top of, I think, him just wanting to focus, like, he goes, I've got so much music now, I can just do my tours, do my cammy, do all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like the last few years we've had enough, like, in 2014, that being his last album makes sense because you think about all the music that got me.
Oh, yeah.
You think about his polka mix that he did recently, and a lot of that music was even, like, old at the point that he did. Yeah. The last, now that, what was the last one? Polka Mania? Whatever they did a couple years ago. And even then, like, not a lot of that music was actually from like that. But I feel like the last couple years we've had, Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, Taylor Swift. He hasn't done like a legit Taylor Swift on that side of polka.
No, he did TMZ instead of You Belong to Me. Have you never heard this?
What?
We're pausing. We're listening to this.
What?
Hold on. We'll be right back. So yeah, that's TMZ.
Dude, I'm upset with myself. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
As both a Weird Al and Taylor Swift fan.
But,
bruh.
No, Alpocalypse is one of my favorite albums of his. That one has Skipper Dan on it.
Yeah.
Obviously Polka Face and what's the parody of Born This Way called? Perform This Way,
yeah.
But yeah, don't download the song. Don't stop forwarding that crap to me.
Yep, he played that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I did. I also went to see my friend, which I have a surprise for some people real quick. I went to see my friend up a couple hours away, and we watched Batman, The Dark Knight Returns.
The animated adaptation. Both parts with, I can't remember who voices Batman.
It was one that was put together.
Yeah.
If you hear 2 clicks, because I'm opening a briefcase.
That one has, Peter Weller is
Batman.
Yes. An Ariel winner.
So he showed me these 2. He pulled them out after we watched the movie, both movies. And I'm like, can I bring these to show Stumpy? And he's like, if you promise to take care, like, they're in good condition. And he like bought them for like a good penny. And I'm like, okay. And I promise to take care of them. So these have been sitting at my house since.
Oh, wow.
I got back.
Grant.
That's why I couldn't be on the podcast. I was up seeing him.
So Grant Morrison, Omnibus, and
Volume 2.
Oh, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Grant Morrison's run.
Grant Morrison Omnibus of Batman.
Pretty cool,
Volumes 1 and 2. They've been sitting in a Walmart bag.
Yeah, he bought them for a pretty penny. Those omnibuses get pretty expensive.
Isn't there a third one?
There might be a third volume. I don't know.
He said you can get all of them for like $180 or something like that. I want to show that to you. But that is all apart from movies we'll get into.
My small talk wise, the last couple weeks have really more or less work took over my life for a good 12 days. But that's neither here nor there. Outside of that, with the announcement of the Ocarina of Time remake, which I thought I might have to talk all about it here, but I can just briefly talk about it because the episode actually came out. It got me in the mood to give myself a challenge. We'll see how far into it. I'm going to try to play and beat as many Zelda games as I can before Ocarina comes out in release order. I'm not playing the CDI games. They don't count.
Yeah.
We've talked about
from our tier list. Yeah,
they're bad. But so I've beaten the first one. I'm now started on the second one because I tried this challenge before and I skipped the second one because I just wasn't in the mood for that game's bull crappery. But no, I'm gonna make myself do it this time. But I'm now on the hunt for a couple of them that I don't have.
Nice.
One's gonna be easy to get. There was a remake that came out on the Switch a couple years. 5 years ago now, but it's still in print, so I'll be able to order it and get it and stuff. But the other one is Twilight Princess, which is the...
Is that the one you made a post about?
That's the one I made a post about, yeah. It's on the GameCube and Wii, or the HD version is on the Wii U.
And that's one where he turns into a werewolf, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd really like to get the Wii U one. If not, if I can't find it at all, I'm going to borrow it from someone. I have a friend who's already been like, hey, just borrow it and bring it back whenever. But it's still like, I would
like
really
to have it where you don't have to look for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same with like I borrowed one of the DS ones from my aunt, where it's like if I find a copy, I'm gonna give her copy back because I just really want to, own these.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a little challenge I'm giving myself. I'm still like gonna probably periodically play other games just to not get myself worn out to the point when the remake does come out.
You don't want to play it.
I don't want to play it.
Yeah, you don't want to get burned out on that.
So, especially with the plans that we have for the remake, if we can get that lined up in time.
Yeah.
I'm only going to tease that because it's not a for sure thing yet. But
yeah, when does it come out?
We don't know yet. I'm going to guess it's a November game.
Okay.
But that's what I'm going to guess. I don't think Nintendo's going to be too scared of releasing their major holiday game around GTA for a multitude of reasons. For one being Nintendo has a different audience than GTA does. Some of that audience might overlap, and so they might end up... But like the people that are really going to want to play the remake and the people that have no interest in Grand Theft Auto and have a Nintendo Switch, they'll probably get it. I think it'd be... Especially because it's Ocarina of Time. That's like the Zelda game, and it's getting a remake. Like it's... Depending on how the remake is, if it's anything like another remake we'll be talking about today, then it might not be so awesome. But we'll see. But yeah, that's more or less what's been going on. We're recording in a new space.
Yes.
My fiance.
My feet are dangling right now, and it feels like
right. That's what Sam said. My fiance and I, we have gotten an apartment that she is going to be getting ready for us by the time we're married, and so we've been blessed. We've had a lot of people sell us or give us furniture. So there's not. We thought we're like, oh man, we're gonna have to spend all this money on it. No, there's only going to be a handful of things that we're actually going to have to like bring out the big bucks for. Good. And everything else, like if we need to get it, it's fine, but it's also on the registry. So if we, it's like we're down to the tiny stuff where it's like here and there we'll buy it as we need it kind of thing. If we don't, so it's awesome. We are at our dining room table.
Yes, with big old dangly chairs.
Yeah, with the dangly chairs.
I'm really giddy about my feet just dangling over here.
Sam and I, the first thing we thought was this is going to be great for game nights.
It will. Oh, it will. I love this seat right here. I'm not even kidding.
It's actually 3 seats, like built together to look like a booth. Like there's this corner one, and then yes, it looks like a It looks like a corner table at a restaurant. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We were like, man, this like gives us,
Set a little like side table right there. There's a little,
something that we don't have to worry about getting knocked over. We probably won't put a Lego set. She and I are both Lego people, so we have a bunch of Lego sets. We're like, okay, we're going to display these and also still have room for all our other crap.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's pretty much. I knew Jay's small talk would take more of my small talk because I'm like, I beat the first Zelda. I beat it before.
Yeah.
Great game that is aged horrendously. Only because the reason the game in the first place is even like it is a classic. It is a masterpiece. It is a poorly aged masterpiece in that when you bought the game, you got a guide with the game. Like you're supposed to, a lot of games back then, you were supposed to go, okay, there was still a real world element of what you were doing because the game, you needed to know where you're going. So you would get like a hint book or whatever with the game. Whenever you're playing the old game now, you're not getting that. Yeah. And so if you're trying to do everything on your own without a guide, without any of the hints that Nintendo, you're wandering around not knowing what to do because this was before they could really like Link to the Past.
Game assist.
Link to the Past really upgraded the idea of, for one, they gave you a proper map, and for two, walls and stuff that you needed to blow up to find secrets usually had something off about them. In the old game, you just
go.
Here's a wall. It might be you might be able to blow up. You might not.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love that game, and then the last 2 dungeons really make me mad. So it gets, I don't know. For me, it's like a solid 6 or a 7 in comparative to the other games.
Yeah.
By itself, it is a really good like pioneering game in the adventure genre and all. Like.
But then you get all the other ones that are.
Yeah.
Better.
So I want to clarify because I hate this criticism. Mm-hmm. I don't like it because it's old now and other things have done it better. Even though that might have been my reasoning for why I gave it like a 6. I love it. It's just there are things that in playing it in the modern day, because of the limitations to playing it in the modern day, that kind of bring it down.
Yeah.
Like had I played it back then and I still had my guidebook, like I enjoyed myself because I had a walkthrough. If you don't have a walkthrough or something, it's not going to be. Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
That's been my, getting the apartment ready, playing Zelda, doing play practice.
Yeah. Should I get my releases?
Yes.
On movies, on Tuesday, June 16th, 40 Dates and 40 Nights got a limited release in theaters. On Friday, June 19th, The Death of Robin Hood released in theaters. Grappling with his past after a life of crime and murder, Robin Hood finds himself gravely injured after a battle he thought would be his last. In the hands of a mysterious woman, he is offered a chance at salvation. Toy Story 5 also got a release. Woody, Buzz, Jessie, and the rest of the gang's jobs are challenged when they're introduced to electronics, a new threat to playtime. Trey and I did go see this. Have you seen it?
I haven't gotten to see it. The night that I was going to go see it, I had to work.
I want to tell you my favorite part so bad, but I can't. I was like, Conan O'Brien...
Stand out.
I
saw someone say something about the supporting characters introduced in 5 really shows you how much of a dud 4 is supporting character wise.
Yes. Like I will say Ducky and Bunny
and Duke Kaboom.
Yes.
Like great.
Yeah.
I almost when I was thinking about that movie, I forget about Gabby Gabby and the dolls and I forget about McDimples.
I do too, until I rewatch it again.
Until I'm like, oh yeah, she's a thing. Like,
yeah. Giggle McDimples. I forgot about her. Where it's like, I won't say 4 is skippable. Here's the thing. 4 and 5 don't need to exist. Yes.
But at the very least, they're still good.
Yes.
And they still continue the themes of the franchise. And like,
I don't think 4 is a bad movie.
I don't think 4 is a bad movie.
I enjoyed it.
I think it is needless.
Yes. Yeah.
It
if you stopped after 3 and didn't intentionally, if you pulled a Tarantino and didn't watch 4 and 5, I would understand.
Yeah. Because I do have my issues with 4. I don't think it is a perfect movie. It's a good movie.
No, yeah.
But I feel like there's some ways they handle Bonnie, specifically like the new owner with her relationship to Woody, that makes me like it. I can see the arguments for it undoing the point of 3.
Yeah.
Like,
because it set up him being like, oh, he is the big thing. And then Bonnie's basically like,
yeah, immediately like,
okay.
And so 4 is a good, like, what if Woody does get replaced?
Yeah.
What happens to, like, what does Woody go through when he does? And like,
and
it's a good idea. Maybe for Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
But like, it shouldn't have been the immediate next one, because then it feels like Bonnie immediately is just like getting rid of this toy that she seemed to fall in love with. I mean, that's a kid.
Yeah.
You could also argue that's just a kid. They're just going to immediately like, oh, I love this toy. Never mind.
Yeah.
But like,
also after 5, you're like, well, if she got upset because she loses these toys, then you can even say 4 is Forky. Then why don't you get upset? Why should not recognize Woody's been gone all this time?
Yeah.
Because he's still with Bo Peep in this.
What if Toy Story 6 is about her realizing Woody's gone?
No! Having complete come apart. Tantrum in the middle of the floor.
Actually, I think Toy Story 6 would be, like, even though they said, like, I think they've said Toy Story 6 is already happening. I think they've
probably said. They haven't, like, confirmed it.
But then they've said that they would like to make Bonnie a trilogy, even though I think my idea for a 6 would be, like, you focus on Woody again, or even make Woody another supporting character and have another one of the toys be a main character.
Yeah.
But have Woody's story be about being found by Andy again or something.
I've seen
being
that.
Adopted by Andy's kid, like becoming Andy's kid's toy or something.
The two ideas I've seen
his character development in 4 of like.
But it also means passing on to your own kids.
Yeah. Like
I see
what
that.
Passing a toy onto your kids is like. And
I've also seen the idea of like they decide to reboot Woody's Roundup, so there's a new Woody on the scene.
Mm-hmm. Get him to be
That's just someone from TikTok.
Get him to be voiced by
like Colin Hanks. Just kidding.
But
no, SmartyPants was my favorite part of the entire movie. Also, really good Jessie.
Oh yeah, I've heard like Jessie being the focal point was like a good idea.
Yes,
like it was a good idea to make her the main character.
Absolutely good idea.
Because it also allowed for Buzz to be a main. Cause I saw someone say like the last time Buzz just got to be just himself was 2. Because 3 he was brainwashed most of the time.
Yeah, I can see that.
4, he's just an idiot for no reason.
God, I hated that.
And so I've heard like this is other than the toy, other Buzzes. Like they have to shoehorn in the Buzz thinks he's a toy.
Yeah.
Or doesn't know he's a toy like thing in every movie for some reason.
But this one is hilarious.
Oh, I've heard it's.
This one has like this is the first one to be rated PG and not G. And there's a scene where like I'm talking to Efren, like you realize that was what was happening. He goes, "Oh my goodness, you're right." So it's like it earns its PG rating. It sounds bad to say, but like
Buzz, him like the main character Buzz himself. I've heard he gets to be himself through the whole movie for the first time since the second movie, which is wild to think about. Like, he gets his character development in 1, and then 2, him and Woody get to swap places and the store.
Now they're going to rescue Woody.
Now they're going to rescue Woody, not Buzz. Woody comes to terms with where he is as a toy. Like anyway, but I'm glad you liked it. I've heard it.
So good.
Sam and Piper liked it.
Yeah,
I need to take Sam to see He-Man before it's out of theaters. Yes. I'm surprised it's still in theaters. Of course, Amazon's kind of
true.
They've not adopted the whole idea of things only needing to be in theaters for 2 weeks. They actually give their movie
because
time.
They extended Project Hail Marys. By like a month.
They've seen the value in giving the movie time to gain traction, which is good because I think He-Man is a movie that needs to like over time. I think it will. I just want a sequel so bad, man. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Girls Like Girls got a release. Leviticus got a limited release, and voicemails for Isabel released on streaming on Netflix. Jill leaves voice messages to her deceased sister, telling her about her chaotic life in San Francisco. Unwittingly, a mysterious Austin real estate agent begins to receive their confessions. I did watch it on Chris Pratt's birthday, which is June 21st. Really good. Tuesday, June 23rd, Hungry came to VOD and digital after becoming lost in the Louisiana swamplands. A group of holiday makers must fight for their lives against a rampaging hippo on the loose. I want to see that. Wednesday, June 24th, In the Hand of Dante came to Netflix on streaming. On Friday, June 26th, Supergirl came to theaters. Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl, joins forces with an unlikely companion on an interstellar journey of vengeance and justice when an unexpected adversary strikes too close to home. I will be seeing that shortly after we finish recording today. Jackass Best and Last released follows the Jackass crew as they perform their final series of dangerous stunts and pranks, marking the end of the franchise. Couture got a release. Lucky Strike got a limited release, as well as The Invite and The Get Out. On streaming, Little Brother came to Netflix. A famous real estate agent's life is disrupted when his eccentric little brother unexpectedly reappears. And Strung released on Peacock. On TV, on Wednesday, June 17th, The Season 1 came to Hulu. The Capture Season 3 released on Peacock on Thursday, June 18th. On Friday, June 19th, we got Sugar Season 2 premiere on Apple TV and Oasis Season 1 on Netflix. And on Friday, June 26th, Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness limited series premiered on HBO. Camp Snoopy Season 2 premiered on Apple TV. The Doomies Season 1 premiered on Disney Plus. And Pokemon Horizons Season 3 released on Netflix. Just one piece of music news, or music adjacent. Lego revealed this is part 1 of 3 Lego news I have for this episode. Lego revealed their some new sets to their Editions line, 2 Olivia Rodrigo sets, one being the dual guitar, 1,228 pieces, retailing for $119.99. And Olivia Rodrigo Concert Moon, 670 pieces, retailing for $49.99. Both of those releasing on August 1st. And that is my releases.
In my releases, just a couple big releases from last week. I won't go over all of them. So sorry to all the games that released last week. I do like to give them all a spotlight, but we're kind of in a hurry. Yeah. But The Adventures of Elliot released on June 18th last week, the Millennium Tales, on all major platforms. Square Enix and Claytek Works worked on this. This is Square Enix's new HD 2D it's not an RPG. It's now an action adventure in the style of like The Legend of Zelda, but it has a little bit of mana thrown in there. Anyway, apparently it's very, very good. I played the demo and loved it, and I'm not... It came out at the wrong time. Like it needed to come out like 2 weeks later or something for me personally. But that's the big release last week. I think EA Sports had another one of their games released or something.
I think so.
And then in my releases this week, Not a whole lot. June 22nd, Dark Scrolls released on PC and Switch from Doinksoft and Devolver Digital. Dark Scrolls is a fantasy-themed action platformer that fuses shoot-'em-up style chaos with roguelite progression and is packed with charm, challenge, and secrets. June 23rd, Deer and Boy released on all major platforms from Lifeline Games and Deer Villagers to critical acclaim. Apparently, I've seen a lot of buzz about this one. In this poetic cinematic platformer, a runaway boy meets a fawn. As their bond grows, as so do their abilities and the emotional weight of their journey, where silence speaks louder than words.
Ooh.
Destroy All Humans made its way to Switch 2. Devil May Cry 5 Devil Hunter Edition made its way to Switch 2. Dim Haven: The Lost Source released on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation from Zadbox Entertainment and Blue Brain Games. Are you ready for an adventure, challenges, exploration, and puzzles, and a narrative-driven experience? Pick up your camera and test your wits in this first-person mystery by the team behind Quern. Frostpunk 2 Breach of Trust DLC released on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. June 24th, Deltarune Chapter 5 released on all major platforms. I need to play 3 through 5. I think we'll have played 1 and 2. 7 chapters are planned, so only 2 chapters left. And this, I think the first chapter came out in 2018. And he eventually
good progress, then.
He eventually realized he needed a team, or this would be taking way longer.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I've heard mixed things on the new chapter. I've heard a lot of people like it, a lot of people not like it. You can go different routes, and there's one route where I'm like, I'm never playing that because it makes me uncomfy.
Yeah.
But anyway, Deltarune's another one where I'd like to see your blind reaction to them and Undertale eventually. Just both those games. It's just the humor and stuff. Moving on. Impulse, released on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation from 1047 Games. Impulse is a fast-paced 6v6 movement shooter. Wall run, grapple, hollow jump, pilot mechs, and paint your way through freeloads vertical streets. Outmove your opponent or get outgunned. Omen Existio Hunger, released on PC from Tiny Bowl Studios and 2P Games, a Lovecraftian investigative game book. New York, 1927, a case pulled from real history wrapped in cosmic horror. His name was Billy Gaffney. The man who took him was real, but his purpose was from another plane of existence. You play a journalist, you make choices, the story remembers all of them. I don't know if that's saying they're taking a true crime case.
That's what I'm like. When was it? New York 77?
New York 27. Which, I mean, if it was
1927?
Yeah, if it was 100 years ago, I guess you can.
I have no idea.
You can make spins on real world stories, but I'm like, anyway. Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition released on Switch 2, being announced. It was leaked like 2 weeks before, and it was officially announced like 2 days before it came out. It's weird.
Yeah.
June 25th, Dead or Alive 6 Last Round released on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation from Tecmo. This is the definitive edition of Dead or Alive 6. And then Star Fox released on Switch 2 from Nintendo and Velon Studios. Join Fox MacLeod and the Star Fox team as you fight to protect the Lilat system from the clutches of the evil scientist Dr. Andross. Take to the skies and stars as you blast your way through enemies in this action-packed adventure. The cinematic take on the Star Fox 64 story features new fully voiced dialogue, an epic orchestral soundtrack, and a complete visual overhaul for the Switch 2 system. So this is 1-for-1 the Nintendo 64 game. Like, it is
I want to play it like low-key.
It looks really good, and I'm going to enjoy it because I played the 3DS one. I've played a little bit of the Nintendo 64 version, but we've talked about it before. This is like the 5th time they've told this story.
Yeah,
so you're hoping for new stuff, and from what I've heard, like, okay, so some people, you can beat the story mode in 2 hours. This is a $50 to $60 game. You can beat the story mode in 2 hours, but it's an arcade-style experience, so you're supposed to replay the story and unlock new branches, and so you're supposed to have multiple hours of there's different ways, like there's different exits to, and shortcuts and stuff throughout. The levels are replayable. The whole point of is that the story is replayable. So it's misleading to say the story can be beaten in 2 hours because that is one run.
Yeah.
You're supposed to run through the story again and see if you missed anything, and then different ways of approaching that. Plus the new cutscenes and all that. It seems nice. For me, it's the fact that there's no new levels, no expanded idea. Like, there's a new multiplayer mode that's apparently really good. But I'm like, the fact that it's a 1-to-1 remake and that they don't do much else with it in the main mode is a little disappointing, but also I can't be too mad because it is Star Fox 64, and there's another world where they do add to it, and people are like, why'd you do that? It was perfect as it was, kind of thing. But I do
the people that complain about everything.
I do hope Ocarina of Time isn't one for one.
Yeah.
I want them to make it what if they would, like, I think I told this to Trent, the Resident Evil remakes are not one-for-one remakes of the original Resident Evil games. They are what if we told this story now? What if we decided to make this game now? And I want them to do that with Ocarina of Time. I want them to, like, what if we made Ocarina of Time now? What does that look like? Anyway, so that's why I wanted to bring that up, where it's like, we are now getting, it's funny, so the 3DS had, I think, within its first year or so, maybe first couple years, they had a Star Fox 64 remake and an Ocarina of Time remake released, and those were more like just taking the game, giving them slightly new models and putting them on the 3DS. This is from the ground up. Those are more like, what did I call 1,000 Year Door? It's like a remakester, where they just like, they took the game and they just made it prettier.
Yeah.
Star Fox, they kind of did that. They did add a lot of new stuff to it, but not to the game itself. I hope they add new to the game itself with Ocarina, is what I'm saying, because we're getting another year where within the first couple years of a Nintendo console, we're getting 64 and Ocarina of Time remade. So I would like them to just do something slightly different. Don't make it unrecognizable, but like...
Yeah.
Give us more to do in Hyrule Field, because it's... Anyway, we don't have to go into that because we are short on time.
Yeah.
But I want to play... I haven't gotten Star Fox. I do want to say none of the releases this last couple of weeks have I gotten any. It looks fun. And it's funny to me that the game chat, you can use the characters as, like, you can basically become a VTuber.
Yeah.
and talk to each other through there. And it looks pretty accurate, too. So
yeah. I'll play it.
But yeah. Those are my releases.
Oh. And my first batch of miscellaneous and posters, we got posters for Heartstopper Forever, Hexed, Alley Cats, the debut, Digger, Sense and Sensibility, and Don't Move. And trailers and teasers, we got some for Leviticus, The Real Wolf of Wall Street, Heartstopper Forever, The Odyssey, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, Breaking Bear, Motor City, President Curtis, The Last House, Alley Cats, The End of Oak Street, Outer Banks Season 5, Hotspot, Shaun the Sheep, The Beast of Mossy Bottom, The Wait, Forgotten Island, Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother, Sense and Sensibility, The Room Returns, which is, they basically spent 12 hours to like reshoot The Room, Tommy Wiseau's The Room, with Bob Odenkirk as Tommy, and they played it off as serious as they possibly could. Clara and the Sun, Hexed, the debut, and Shrek 5. In release dates and windows, Amazon MGM is no longer releasing Luca Guadagnino's Artificial, a biopic about OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. The studio says the film will be better served at a different studio. And Focus Features, Warner Brothers, A24, and Netflix have also all passed, but Mubi and Neon are still interested. The new Blair Witch movie will release on September 24th, 2027 in theaters, and Donkey, the Shrek spinoff, will release June 30th, 2028, and it said it will be an origin story of how a donkey became Donkey, which is...
Okay.
Yeah. In castings, Only Murders in the Buildings, Nicola Coughlan, Jodie Whittaker, and David Tennant have been cast in Season 6. Peter Serafinowicz has been cast as Peeves the Poltergeist in the Harry Potter series. Mark Hamill has been cast in Season 3 of Twisted Metal. Anya Taylor-Joy has been cast in The Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum as Saren, a Sindar elf of the Woodland Realm. Sandra Oh and Charles Melton have joined the Daniels' next film. Wagner Moura will star as the villain in the Oceans prequels movie. Manny Jacinto and Thomasin McKenzie have been cast in Season 3 of Fallout. Lawrence Fishburne will voice Rocco in Gato. George Lucas has been cast in Minions and Monsters. Jack Quaid will play Gravitator in Season 5 of Invincible. Lizzie Kaplan and Rob McElhenney will star in the Far Cry series. And Tim Robbins and Sissy Spacek have been cast in The Catch. In new looks, we got our new look at Shrek 5, which featured a new look at Shrek and Donkey. First look at Gingy twerking. First look at grown-up Ferguson Farkle. And first look at Dragon and their Dronkies. We got our first look at Hexed, first clip of Moana, new clip of Minions and Monsters, new look at Snoopy Unleashed, and new look at Anne Hathaway and The Odyssey. And for first look, we got our first look at Heads, the new stop-motion animated film from McKinnon and Saunders, the studio by Fantastic Mr. Fox. The film follows a dystopian world where severed human heads can live independent from their bodies and where the poor can sell their heads. First look at Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey as Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey and brothers. The series follows Woody and Matthew as their friendship is thrown into chaos when they discover that they might actually be brothers. Releases September 23rd on Apple TV. First look at Amy Adams and Jenna Ortega in Taika Waititi's next film, Clara and the Sun. First look at the new stop-motion film from Mexican director Sofia Carrillo titled Insectarium. The film follows a world where insects have gone extinct until a girl receives a moth. First look at the animated Conan the Barbarian series created by Jindy Tartakovsky. First look at Red and his child in the Angry Birds movie 3. And first look at Aaron Taylor Johnson in Werewolf. And that is all for my first batch of miscellaneous.
In my gaming news, pre-orders began for Grand Theft Auto 6 on June 25th. And we also learned that Grand Theft Auto 6 is not going to be coming on a disc at all. It's going to be digital download only. Yep. Good luck to all those who cannot afford or do not like to delete games or get external hard drives for their game, because the game is going to be massive. It's just going to be a thing. Cover looks cool though. We got to look at our new cover girl for Grand Theft Auto and all that. It already got recreated in Lego by I can't remember the animator that got to work on Spider-Verse. Yeah. The Grinch 2 Saving Christmas was announced by Outright Games. This is a 3D platformer about the Grinch going on an adventure to prove he has changed and wants to throw the best Christmas ever. It releases September 18th, alongside all the other million games coming out on September 18th. I believe the Garfield 3D platformer that got a trailer last week sometime. Yeah. I think it is also releasing on September 18th. All these games are releasing on the 18th or the week after in September. I don't know how much is actually releasing in early September, but it's come on, guys. Yeah. I know we're avoiding
spread it out.
I know we're avoiding November, but
that doesn't mean bundle up on 2 weeks of September.
Yeah. Spider-Man's new suit from Spider-Man Brand New Day is being added to Insomniac Spider-Man 2 on July 28th as a free update. We got to look at Nicolas Cage and the new Call of Duty, I think.
I think so.
I just got Nicholas. I half typed that. A THQ Nordic Digital Showcase will be held August 7th. I believe that's around Gamescom. Showcasing future game projects from the publisher. Upcoming indie game The Witch's Bakery releases August 20th. Several members of Bungie have been laid off by PlayStation. All these layoffs. Xbox just laid off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And some studios are now trying to get separate themselves so that doesn't happen to them. Xbox has also raised their prices. The Series S 512 gigabyte is going from $399 to $499. Series S 1 terabyte is going from $449.99 to $599.99. The Series X digital is going from $599 to $749, and the Series X is going from $649 to $799.
Yep.
What's funny is Microsoft is doing this. It is your own doing. You're all in on this AI stuff and all the data centers and all that. Computers are going to get to the point where they're going to become a luxury, and I hate it.
Yep.
Especially when the everyday, it is in our everyday, we need one, and now they're... I can't rant about this. That's the thing
where I'm I hate it, and I'm not going to go.
we can't rant about this. Yeah. It's going to get too political, because Avatar Legends, the fighting game, has announced a Season 1 season pass with playable characters Iroh, Ty Lee, Lin Beifong, and Bolin, and a fifth character to be chosen by vote. I think they announced the 5 characters. I didn't get them written down, but one of them is King Boomy from the original series, the old man earthbender that was Aang's best friend when they were...
I haven't seen it, but I know.
Anyway, I hope he wins, because I just want him to be playable in something.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Loot Bound releases July 31st. Monster Fantasy was announced, a creature collection life sim multiplayer game coming to PC. A Kickstarter launches July 15th. And finally, Dave the Diver Complete Edition releases October 8th. In Nintendo news, CryzenX has announced the cancellation of his fan-made remake of Ocarina of Time in Unreal Engine 5 following Nintendo's announcement for their own remake. So he was kind of I don't want to step on any toes. Plus, Nintendo has a tendency, they ignore fan projects. Nintendo's known for, they just send cease and desists all, they actually are more lax than you think they would be, going off, reputation.
Yeah.
Except when they're making their own game that's similar enough to that fan project, then they will send a cease and desist. And so he's getting ahead of that. He's I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm just going to shut this down.
Yeah.
Kind of there was a remake of Super Metroid that someone was making, and it got a cease and desist. And then couple years later, a remake of it for 3DS was announced And so it's like makes sense. And then Takashi Tezuka has clarified amongst reports of his retirement, which I think we also reported on, that he isn't retiring from the company, but he is retiring from his current position as executive officer. And that is my gaming news.
I have my second batch of miscellaneous, including Annecy Film Festival news. In box office, The Backrooms becomes the first A24 film to pass $300 million worldwide, currently sitting at $318.4 million as of just before we recorded. Obsession has become one of the top 10 highest-grossing horror movies of all time in the U.S. and earns $19 million in its fifth weekend, which is down 27% from its fourth, and is consistently earning more each weekend than its opening, I believe, until this past weekend. It has earned over $300 million worldwide, which means it's earned over 400 times its production budget, currently sitting at $344.1 million. Disclosure Day opened with $92.9 million worldwide, which is the biggest opening ever for an original film from Spielberg, currently sitting at $174.6 million. Toy Story 5 earned $17.5 million in domestic previews, which is the second highest preview number ever for an animated film. Earned $71 million in its domestic opening day, which is the second biggest opening day ever for an animated film. And it opened with $312 million worldwide, which is the second biggest opening for an animated film ever in the U.S. The Odyssey is tracking to open with $80 to $100 million domestically. And Jurassic World Dominion is the most expensive film of all time. Recent filings revealed the film cost $658.8 million to make, surpassing Star Wars The Force Awakens at $638.9 million. In our box office draft, Michael's currently sitting at $959,859,084. Toy Story 5 is at $398,755,63, which means my total is $1,358,614,147. And the Super Mario Galaxy movie is at $1,007,833,388. And Supergirl, as of before we recorded, is at $29,100,000. Master of the Universe is at $105,007,480, which means you are at $1,036,933,388. In new announcements, the Dead by Daylight movie is officially happening at Blumhouse. A documentary about Manchester United is in the works that will follow the club during the 2026-27 season. The Duffer Brothers will write and direct a new film that will release in theaters on November 3rd, 2028. Which means their pilot for Netflix was shot down. Sean Penn is set to direct a film about the early life of a cop who goes on to be caught up in the January 6th Capitol riots. Mike Myers says Austin Powers 4 is going to happen. A multi-part Knicks documentary is in the works at A24 and HBO. An animated series based on the Warrior Cats book is in the works at Disney+. I also have some Grinch news. The Jim Carrey's in talks to return as the Grinch, a new Grinch movie with Ron Howard set to direct.
It has to be mocap this time,
it has
right?
To be.
I don't think he's going to put himself through that again. I think he said
can't hire another torture guy from the FBI.
He probably remembers all that training.
Probably.
But
once again, he's coming out of retirement for Eggman and Grinch.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Mr. Jim, I don't do sequels, Carrey is doing... Which I think at this point...
on his third sequel for the one
You could say
movie.
That's a testament to like, oh, where's his career at now? It could be a testament where his career's gotten to the point where he could just choose
whatever
to do what
he
he wants.
Yeah.
And so now he's like, you know what? I just want to do this.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
I feel
amazing
like getting into the Grinch again.
And of course, the paycheck could also be big enough that he's like, okay.
I mean, Sonic for sure. Curry Barker has closed an 8-figure deal to write, direct, and produce a new original horror film for Universal. A live-action series adaptation of dungeon crawler Carl's in development at Peacock with Seth MacFarlane executive producing.
Could have sworn it was originally going to be animated.
A Survivor animated movie is in the works. The contestants will be portrayed as cartoon animals in the film.
That sounds like you should
I don't know
make
how that's going to work.
How do you make a movie out of Survivor? That's more of a show. There is a cartoon Survivor show. It's called Total Drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Whatever.
A live-action Sea of Thieves movie is in the works.
Interesting.
Lego News Part 2. Keanu Reeves is in talks to star in a live-action CGI hybrid Lego movie with Josh Cooley from Transformers 1, I think Toy Story 4.
Okay, so
set to direct.
So this girl, all right, just my pitch, my pitch for the movie. Okay, I'm just making sure I get my names right for some of the actors I want. So this girl, Anya Taylor-Joy, she hasn't done anything in a while.
Oh, good.
She is really close with her brother. Her brother disappears. So she goes on this journey where she turns into a Lego and is helped by a super spy voiced by Jim Gaffigan. And you have Keanu Reeves in there somewhere.
I'm the process of being turned into a Lego.
That's just the Playmobil movie, by the way.
Oh. You're done.
Yeah,
I'll say it's just John Wick, but instead of killing the dog, it's just a Lego dog that just falls off the table.
The Yoda death sound. The Playmobil movie stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Jim Gaffigan, Gabriel Bateman, Adam Lambert, Kenan Thompson, Meghan Trainor, and Daniel Radcliffe.
I was going to say, Daniel Radcliffe was in something like that.
Yeah. Anyway. No, a live-action CGI Lego movie scares me. Unless it's focused more on the live-action part, and that's what scares me.
Yeah, same. Regardless, I will be sat day one.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Trachtenberg is set to direct a new animated horror comedy, Freddy the 13th, for Paramount Animation. A live-action Magic School Bus movie is moving forward with Elizabeth Banks starring as Miss Frizzle, which means you're going to get another chance to say,
"Where's my Phoebe?"
Yep. I saw someone say they're ready to see in 4K live action Arnold's just disappointment and shock at having to enter into the bloodstream of Ralphie. A sequel to...
Oh my gosh, what if it is? What if they just make a live action remake of that episode?
But expand it 3 times its size.
No, they make a... they recreate the scene where he gets enough and takes off his helmet and turns into ice like he does.
Yes.
It's a horror movie. It's a horror movie from Arnold's eyes.
Here's the deal. You know who's going to voice Liz? Danny Trejo.
No. Aquafina.
You're done. Okay, no.
She's the bus. Never mind.
She's the bus. The bus is going to speak for herself. It's going to be...
Watch them make the bus talk. Watch them give the bus a voice.
Oh no! Have we spoken this into existence?
And it's like some sarcastic here we go again. And Arnold's like, that's my line.
It's John Mulaney. Low-key, I want that, though. A sequel to the What We Do in the Shadows movies in the early works. A Bubblegum and What a pivot. A Bubblegum and Marceline series in the works. It'll be 10 episodes long for HBO Max.
Hold on. What if it's a prequel about how she gets the bus? I take that.
How the bus became magic.
Yeah, how she got the... how.
Oh, my goodness. What if it is?
We find out she's some kind of Mary Poppins type figure.
Her purse is just Mary Poppins' bag.
Yeah.
With the school supplies. A 5-part documentary series about Cartoon Networks is in the works. The series will explore the network's eras and its artists throughout its history.
I can't remember. One of the creators of the shows found out about it before it got announced and had expressed
why they didn't
invite him. I can't remember who it was. It was one where I'm like, that's weird that they wouldn't have invited him to that, but I can't remember who it was now. But we do know that Mr. Lawrence, who created Codename Kids Next Door, did interview for it because he retweeted the announcement. Was like, I wish we could release this unedited. It was so fun.
Yeah.
So,
which means they might
have
after it's all.
They might have afterwards been like, oh, we didn't interview you. Come, So
yeah.
Who knows? I for sure know we'll see creators of Codename Kids Next Door. I would imagine Chowder, maybe Ben 10.
Yeah.
Probably people. Jindy. Tartakovsky, he's probably going to be there. Maybe the creator of Gumball, but for sure,
if they go through its eras,
if it's 5 parts, if it's a part for each era, that means they're going to have to talk about the live action era, fall of Cartoon Network, and the last era. No. It's probably going to end with the demolition of the building,
probably.
Which apparently now they're the plans for Paramount for them is to make them more of a freelance studio than a actual channel, from what I've heard. But I could have misreading what I've read.
Yeah.
But it seems the plan, people aren't, the plans for the merger that Paramount has for Cartoon Network don't seem to be let's have Cartoon Network it might fold in or something.
Yeah.
So I hope not, because Cartoon Network needs to.
It's an icon. My last new announcement: Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour will star as father and daughter. New Netflix series from Jack Thorne behind Adolescence. My miscellaneous mentionables, just 2 of them. My last piece of Lego news, K-pop Demon Hunters, the set Derpy Tiger and Sussy Bird. 825 pieces, retailing for $69.99, and I did not get the release date on there. I apologize.
I think it's like September 1st or something.
September 1st. Evil Dead Wrath will take place in 1972, a decade before the original film. And then in Annecy news, let me speed run these. On day 1, Illumination, Sing 3 and The Secret Life Pets 3 are in the works. Illumination is working with Mattel on a Barbie movie. I'll preface this by saying I went through 3 different sources, so if I missed something. And then they revealed their next movie after Minnie's Monsters will be the new original film Not Alone, releasing April 2027, starring Timothée Chalamet and Selena Gomez. It follows a mechanic and astronaut who hide 3 aliens that come to Earth for safety. Aardman was next up. They revealed Let's Go Timmy, a new preschool series announced set in the Shaun the Sheep universe. Series follows Bitzer the dog as he is tasked with getting Timmy and his 2 best friends to school. Scheduled to premiere next spring on BBC. And while it will be primarily stop-motion animated, there will be some 2D animation to portray events from Timmy's perspective. The almost untold story of Danger Delilah, adapted from a book by Oliver Jeffers. The story follows a young girl who discovers she is merely a character in someone else's story. To save her world from disappearing, she must take control of both her destiny and her narrative.
That's kind of similar to what Escape
Fiction.
from Ever After was about, too. It was about,
that game?
Realizing characters realizing their book characters, and it doesn't go too much into the existential, but there is a danger to their world because of corporate greed with their story. And anyway,
it sounds that
idea of a story of a character realizing they're fictional.
I love that.
You can go so many directions with that.
Yeah.
So
Pokemon Tales, The Misadventures of Sir Fetch'd and Pichu, stop-motion series planned for a 2027 release, follows 2 Pokemon in the region of Galar that embark on quests to help and protect Pokemon across the region. Day 2, we got a Warner Brothers animation was up. Warner Brothers WBPA, Warner Brothers Pictures Animation. Boss Bill Damashk says the era of canceled releases and corporate caution is over. Hopefully.
Good.
Yeah.
Immediately
I'm almost like I believe when I see it.
Immediately highlight more Scooby-Doo stuff, please.
Yeah. Yes.
I miss them. I have a locket with pictures. It's
of every era.
Above my desk, it's just
Scooby-Doo.
Do it for him. It's just Scooby. From The Simpsons.
Yeah. Anyway. Everything's covered up. He revealed the complete upcoming slate through 2028, animated slate. I don't know why I said that. In 2026, we'll get The Cat in the Hat. Next year, we'll get Bad Fairies and Margie Claus. And then 2028, we'll get Oh, the Places You'll Go, Dynamic Duo, Hello Kitty, and The Lunar Chronicles. Unveiled a new logo and premiered the short film Daffy Season. We got a first look at Prehistoria, a new original musical directed by Vivian Medrano behind Has Been Hotel. A new Powerpuff Girls movie is in the works. A Thundercats movie is in the works. A new Tom and Jerry movie is in the works, described as a La La Land style rom-com. The film follows Tom and Jerry, who are both adopted by a couple. The cat and mouse then launch a campaign to destroy each other and the couple's relationship.
Honestly, I'm sold.
I am too.
I know the first movie wasn't good, but
yeah,
I don't know. There's something about we've been talking about, there's not a whole lot of rom-coms going on right now. If it takes Tom and Jerry to be in there to get a new rom-com, I am all for it.
Dude,
but what if it just turns out to be just it gets to the end and they're living life together and they do they make fun of La La Land.
They do the dance.
It's like Jerry's been or not Jerry, Tom has been fantasizing about what life with Jerry would be like.
I both hate and love that at the same time. They also confirmed they're including a reimagining of Meerkats. Day 3, DreamWorks Animation was up, and they just showed the complete screening of Forgotten Island, which received a 5-minute standing ovation after its screening.
I'm very excited for this movie.
I am too. I'm going to cry, obviously. Day 4, Netflix Animation was up. Ray Gunn. We got a new look, revealed a release date of December 18th, and it's starring Sam Rockwell, Scarlett Johansson, and Tom Watts leading the film.
My new most anticipated movie of the year.
Yes. Ghostbusters Night Shift revealed first look images and concept art. Set in 1994, it promises a gritty, retro aesthetic and a mix of franchise-specific humor and supernatural scares.
It looks dark. I'm excited.
It does. In Waves, a surfing story about love and grief they acquired out of Cannes Film Festival, released December 11th and starring Will Sharp and Stephanie Hsu, and they're positioning both In Waves and Ray Gunn as awards contenders. Steps, we got a new look at Steps, which releases November 2nd, and first look images from Alley Cats. And then day 6, day 5 was something we'll get into later. Day 6, Disney was up. Hexed debuted never before scenes. They revealed a new short film, Lilo and Scratch, that will debut before Hexed, as in attached to it. It's the first Stitch project from Disney Animation since the original 2002 movie. Chris Sanders will reprise his role as Stitch, and Maya Kealoha will reprise her role as Lilo from 2025's live-action adaptation. In the short, Stitch may have finally met his match in Scratch, a mischievous and mysterious cat who Lilo introduces as the newest member of their ohana. While Lilo runs off to do some errands, Stitch is left in charge of this chaotic creature who leaves a wake of destruction in its path. New plot details and concept art were revealed for Gato. Mike Judge premiered an episode from the 15th season of King of the Hill before releasing a new trailer. And the title was announced for the new Finding Nemo short film titled Loving Dory, as well as plot details. In the new short, Dory confuses a plastic bag for a gentle jellyfish and is moved by its curious nature. She falls head over fins in love, but it doesn't take long for her new romantic entanglement to escalate from a little clingy to outright toxic and in desperate need of intervention. And that is all for my miscellaneous news and Annecy.
And anime news, no anniversaries this week. You do have one birthday, right?
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
June 21st, 47. So.
In anime news, the first trailer for One Piece remake anime coming 2027. Rent a Girlfriend Season 6 is in development. Season 4 of Record of Ragnarok is in development. Core 2 of The Fist of the North Star, Hokuto no Ken, premieres in 2027. Snowball Earth 2 has been announced. Or Season 2 has been announced. A new DC Comics anime, Joker Laugh Riot, was announced. It follows Joker going on a rampage in Gotham to find Batman's killer.
Yes. Ooh.
Interesting that all the anime...
I didn't see that part.
It's interesting that all the anime that DC's done so far, all 2, have been about villains.
Yeah, Suicide Squad is okay.
Yeah. Star Blazers Battleship Yamato 3199 Chapter 7 premieres October 30th. An anime adaptation of Good Day to You, How About a Game, is in development. It follows a shy girl who bonds with a classmate over a mahjong mobile app. Getting Shots in a Frying Pan, a travel food manga, is getting an anime adaptation. Are You a Landmine, Shihara-san, will premiere in January 2027. Gotcha Girls Core will premiere in January 2027. The fledgling Demon Lord Starter Shop has been announced for a January 2027 premiere. After the hero defeated the Demon Lord, the world is finally at peace, leaving the young villager of Beginnerville in a bind. Without a Demon Lord to defeat, people have no need for potions and items, leaving the villager's item shop, the nest, empty and lifeless. At this rate, villager might have to close the nest. But suddenly, a mysterious girl appears and everything changes. In a world full of zombies, I'm the only one who doesn't get attacked premieres in 2027. Season 5 of Classroom of the Elite is in development. Sakamoto Days Season 2 premieres in January 2027. And The Strongest Man Born from Misfortune premieres in 2027. And that is my anime news.
And comics on DC... Outside of Annecy Film Festival, My Adventure with Superman got a first look at Alawi Carvalho as Jessica Cruz. She will lead her own spin-off series, My Adventures with Green Lantern. More on that shortly. The Batman Part 2 got a first look at Gordon's mustache, and the official logo was revealed. We got a new clip from Supergirl, releases in theaters this week. And then Batman Nightfall Part 1, we got our first poster and a teaser. Anson Mount, Michael Mando, and Pablo Schreiber will voice Batman, Bane, and Azrael, respectively. It will be a rated R trilogy.
Trent and I have already decided, because Trent and I, one of the things we bonded over when we first became friends was Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah.
And so we've just already decided, and this is one of Trent's favorite storylines in the books. It's the storyline that introduces Bane in the comics. Yeah. And so we've already decided if there's going to be a showing in theaters anywhere for it. I don't know if it's going to be direct to DVD or not, but if they do decide to do a showing, we're absolutely going to go see it.
Nice.
It's...
Yeah.
And also, the actor, the cast. I mean, David Dastmalchian is voicing the Riddler.
Yes, that's the one. Well, I've never seen Thor.
That's the only other name I reckon. The other names I probably would recognize if I looked into them.
Anson Mount was Black Bolt.
Yeah.
And Michael Mando is Scorpion in Spider-Man movies.
And then...
Pablo Schreiber, he's been he was Halo.
Well, and then there's
Halo show.
He's Black Bolt, and then he's also
Star Trek.
He's also Pike. So... Anyway, very, very exciting on the animation front. Of course, there's even more DC animation animation stuff that they announced.
Yeah. Before we get to Annecy, James Gunn confirms the Jimmy Olsen and Gorilla Grodd shows in the works, and then announced an Annecy Film Festival. I believe it was day 5 or 4. DC Studios was a dynamic duo. First plot details revealed. Follows Jason Todd and Dick Grayson as a duo of street rats who named themselves the Dynamic Duo. They then split up as Dick ends up joining Batman while Jason joins the Red Hood gang. We got the reveal of Absolute Batman animated show. Scott Snyder will serve as executive producer and showrunner. First look images were shared, and it will be fully CG animated.
On one hand, okay. On the other hand, man, 2D and some of the fights, 2D animation could just have like that punch, especially if you got like if it was an anime like Studio Trigger or something working on it. But anyway, but like there's just the fights in my head play out in 2D, maybe because I'm reading a 2D book. But it's I'm gonna have to see what the visual style is because
they didn't reveal. They did like a full 360.
They would almost have to do a Spider-Verse style for some of these fights. I don't know if you've ever seen it. The fight with Bane alone.
I've seen some pictures. Yeah. It goes hard. Crypto shows in the works. Chowder and Jellystone creator and writer C.H. Greenblatt will serve as showrunner. It follows Crypto as he tags along with a gang of misfit criminal wannabes who live down the block. They soon discover he's a ball of destructive, lovable energy worse than any of them. As he accompanies them into misadventures and poorly laid plans, Crypto's pure nature slowly ends up redeeming them, whether they want it or not.
When they first
Super Pets.
Yeah, when they first announced it, I thought it was going to be like a spinoff from those animated shorts they made in promotion of the Superman movie. But it seems to be something different because they had a poster of all like the announcements before the panel started, and someone pointed out that the Crypto looked like it was drawn by Greenblatt, and so it's gonna be. It is. It's cool. I love his work. He's hilarious. So.
Creature Commandos got a first look were revealed. A new look was revealed for Batman Caped Crusader, as well as the first poster and a first trailer for Season 2, premiering the end of July. Mr. Miracle, new updates were shown as author Tom King took the stage. Get Jiro premieres this fall on Adult Swim. First looks were shown for Starfire, DC Superpowers, and it was revealed that Season 10 of Teen Titans Go is in production. Then My Adventure with Green Lantern, it was revealed that it will be set in LA and Hal Jordan Memorial High. Jessica Cruz trains to understand what it means to be a Green Lantern. A clip showed Jessica transforming as Lily Cravalho saying the oath. Alex DeWitt, Nikki Jones, and Thomas Rowe and Kyle Rayner will play key roles. And, quote, hot villains were teased, seemingly including yellow and red lanterns.
I do love the anime influence that this. I hope they get the run with this as a franchise, like
the My Adventures.
They made a statement that they don't know if season 4 of My Adventures of Superman is going to happen. Like the head of Cartoon Network Studios said this, like not just the people working on the show. He goes, but they want to do a season 4. And the last time that James Gunn had talked to them when he first took over, James Gunn seemed happy with what they were doing. Yeah. So hopefully a season 4 gets to happen.
It's just a matter of like getting it green.
It's just a matter of getting it greenlit. I'm just hoping like they can run with it. And do other. They did say that like if they get to do more shows, Batman is probably not at the top of the list because of so many other Batman things going on. But they do have ideas for what Batman looks like in that universe. So
cool to see, especially if they keep getting like the main characters are going to be like just
Cruz. But if I would like them to do a Wonder Woman show first.
Yeah.
So before they do Batman,
with Wonder Woman, My Adventures,
and some people said you could do My Blank with instead of just doing My Adventures with. So you could do like My Crusades with Batman, My Legends with Wonder Woman, something like that, where it's like you could run with that.
Yeah. In Marvel news and Spider-Man Brand New Day, got a new look at Spider-Man vs. the Hand. New posters for 40X, ScreenX, D-Box, Cinema XD, and Dolby. Tom Holland says the Punisher's mouth gets webbed every time he tries to swear in the movie, which I love. We got a new trailer which revealed a first look at the Hulk, first look at Spider-Man versus the Hulk, new looks at Spider-Man versus Scorpion, including one in snow, seemingly. First look at organic webbing, and our first look at Sadie Sink. By that I mean her eyes. She is that hooded figure. No idea who she is.
Really?
Yet.
She was the hooded figure? Never could have guessed.
Yeah. I could just hear people hearing that and being like, when was she in? I'm like, well, she's
let's be honest, she's probably Jean Grey. which I know you don't care for.
I have theories. Well, I've come to terms with it.
Okay, because I'm like, Black Widow had nothing to do with Iron Man before.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's had the fourth biggest pre-sales of all time for any movie. But then Tom Holland says the main villain hasn't been revealed yet. So I'm like, Mr. Negative is the one that makes sense if he's like in people's minds and he's like, and it's something Jean
you don't
Grey.
See. Yeah, if she's in control,
and she's like not full power yet. I talked about this with Miles the other night.
Mr. Negative or another like villain like that can control people's emotions or.
Because like Mr. Negative, I feel like makes the most sense because of the set photo of the Inner Demons logo.
Oh, okay.
And that was one of the first things we got from it. And so, and also him controlling minds. Like the two big villains that like are theorized is Mr. Negative and Jackal.
Okay.
Because Keith David's rumored to be playing Jackal. Yeah. But I feel like Jackal doesn't really contribute to like mind powers all that much. Whereas Mr. Negative could easily manipulate like Jean Grey if it's like a younger Jean Grey before she's full powers, realize what she has. I feel like it's still Mr. Negative. I feel like that can mean he literally hasn't been revealed yet. What's up?
My lovely fiance has just walked in the room.
I'm like, I like dangling my feet on this. I feel like a little kid.
We're about to do the tier list and then we'll be done.
In Avengers Secret Wars, Chris Evans reveals he will return as Steve Rogers. X-Men 97 got a new teaser for Season 2, which featured a first look at the X-Factor, including Siren, Havoc, Strong Guy, and Multiple Man. New poster, new look at Emma Frost, and episode titles and release schedule was revealed. That is all for my comics news and appearances. The Batman Part 2, The Catch, Disclosure Day, Gato, The Invite, Leviticus, Moana, My Adventure with Superman, and Only Murders in the Building are on their second episode. The Backrooms, The Spider-Man Brand New Day is on their fourth. Master of the Universe on its fifth. Obsession on its seventh. Michael on its eighth. And the Super Mario Galaxy movie on its 12th. In celebrity deaths, we have Davy Chase was 35. Oliver Tree was 32. Anne Shadeen was 77. James Barker was 40. Paul Avery and his wife Sheila were killed. I didn't get an age on that. Tay Keith was 29. Christian Bajot was 81. Brian Johnson was 86. Tom Dressing was 86. Flor Vargas was 98. Bobby Prince was 81. Justin Carey was 50. James Burrows was 85. Clive Davis was 94. David Clayton Thomas was 84. Ann Blythe was 98. Judith Sheldon was 84. Louise De La Rosa was 34. Jeff Olson was 77. Mikhail Noshkin was 89. Charlie Nelson, the age was not given, as well as Joaquin Casado. And Claude Guillemot was 69. My sources this week were Movie Insider, IMDb, Deadline, Fortune, 3DVF, Hollywood Reporter, Entertainment Weekly, Disney, ABC News, Variety, Collider, Nexus Point News, Esquire, Roman Chestnut, The Numbers, and of course, Discussing Film.
My sources for this week were IGN, Discussing Film, Crunchyroll, Variety, Nintendo Everything, and the official site and socials of these studios and projects mentioned today. And now, a little rapid fire.
Yes. To finish up our Pixar tier list, Pixar Villains tier list.
How'd you feel about Trent and I's rankings?
I like it.
You liked it?
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't go back and listen to the full. I didn't have time yet, but I'm very excited to go back and hear it, like the reasoning behind everything.
Next, we have...
the pterodactyl from The Good Dinosaur. I forget his name. I think C or D.
It's been so long since I've watched. I'll trust your judgment.
Same.
I've watched it once, and I immediately blocked it out of my mind because it's that bad.
I think it's like fine.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
It's not like, I don't think it's
I'm
bad.
not harsh on movies very often, but there's just something about that one I'm like...
I will say I did cry.
Well, I mean, it has its moments.
It had its Pixar moment. But as far as this one goes,
but it's
I don't also
like saying it's the worst pizza I've ever had.
Like, oh, yeah. Exactly.
So...
I would say C or D. Like, honestly, probably D. Just because I don't remember anything about it, and it's a dinosaur. I say that. There's a toy in A tier. I'm going to put him below Lotso.
Okay.
Because Lotso still has order. Jackson Storm from Cars 3.
Is that the... No, Nathan Fillion's not that one. That's the...
Nathan Fillion isn't it, but it's not him.
Yeah.
That's Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
He's like the electric car. I don't remember a lot about him either.
I don't remember a lot about him either.
We're getting to this territory. We're like...
I just put him wherever.
I'll put him above Chick.
There we go, yeah. He's new. He's electric.
Yeah. Yeah. Ernesto de la Cruz.
D.
Spoiler alert for some of these, if you haven't seen already.
Oh, yeah.
These are in release order, so like we're getting closer to ones.
Yeah.
D, like we're in D. I feel like a below Darla.
Yeah.
Because he's a ghost. And we're going to have humans first.
Yeah.
Also, did he murder a guy?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I want to put him below Lotso. Oh, no. Anyway. Screens. I forget her name.
Oh, the Screen Slayer.
Not Evelyn.
Screen Slayer.
Screen Slayer. From Incredibles 2.
We'll put her at...
I feel like higher than C or D.
Honestly, she'd be like low B, I think.
Yeah.
I think up there with Syndrome.
I'm thinking...
Like, she'd probably do fine.
Above Syndrome?
She'd be way harsher on the male students, though.
She would. I think below Syndrome's good than that. Gabby.
Why do I feel like she's A tier? Like, the same as
She is, because she's really nice.
She's nice. She's just firm and...
Yeah.
Harmed and... Hello, we are almost done. Like, we are in our last section. My mother also walked in the room.
You think A?
I think A tier.
I think above Stinky Pete, honestly.
I think above Stinky Pete, yeah.
But not quite S tier.
I feel like we have our second S tier next, though.
I forget his name, but from Soul.
The record keeper from Soul, I absolutely feel like is S tier.
Above or below Dean Hardscrabble?
Below.
But
like the amount of like order and the hard work they go into, like not even a villain, just doing their job.
Yeah, exactly. Dean Hardscrabble, more
not
of a villain, but still doing their job. Yeah. The guy from Luca.
D. Literal child.
Child. Above Sid though.
Oh yeah.
I feel he's not a torturer.
He's not a sociopath. He's just
doesn't like to cause violence. He doesn't have a questionable future.
He's just a bully.
Yeah. Emperor Zurg, specifically from Lightyear.
From Lightyear. I've never watched it, so...
You haven't seen Lightyear?
Nope. Rank it what you will, and I will agree with you.
I'm going to go... I'm put up here with Hopper.
It's very bottom heavy.
It is very bottom heavy. Well, they're villains.
They're villains, to be fair. There's not a lot of misunderstood villains in Pixar.
Yeah, I would trust him or Chick Hicks.
Yeah.
The guy from Elio, Brad Garrett's character, the dad.
I also feel like he's like a C tier.
See, I was thinking like B because he does love his son.
Yeah.
And that's really the only reason to protect his son.
So maybe B tier.
I'm going to say B below Screenslayer.
Yeah.
And lowest of D. Lowest, the Titus.
Oh, Titus. Absolutely lowest D. If we could make an F tier, that would be where he would go.
Exactly. Lowest, I would trust Professor Zundap over Titus. Okay, to recap our Pixar tier list for June, we have Dean Hardscrabble and the guy from Soul and S. I hate that I'm forgetting these names. In A, we have Gabby, Stinky Pete, and Chef Skinner. B, we have Randall, Charles Muntz, Syndrome, Screenslayer, and the villain from Elio. C, we have the ship from Up, Henry J. Waternoose, Hopper, Jackson Storm, Chick Hicks, and Emperor Zurg. D, we have the guy from Luca, Sid, Darla, Lotso, Ernesto de la Cruz, the pterodactyl from The Good Dinosaur, Professor Zundap, and Titus. Oh, I didn't see why Mordu was there. What do you trust more, Titus or Mordu? Mordu. Mordu and then Titus.
Before he was a bear, he was a king.
And he's not, I don't want to take over the world.
Yeah. Anyway, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those interactive things. Be sure to follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerd, or me at Sir Stumpslot or Sir Stumpslot17.
Follow me at Poe the Panda 001 or Chris M. Pratt Fan.
And we'll see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.